Who would have thought that football and relationships go hand in hand? Well, if you are a fan, you want to stay uh, on for this episode. It's going to be amazing. What's up, Brave Arts community? This is Shon Heineman. I am back with another episode of A Scared to Remarry. And this is the end of season 10. So we're going to end season 10 with a bang. And of course, we are talking about the release of my latest book, Love and Football. And it is a workbook as well. And we're going to dive into some of the pieces from the book. But in particular, we're going to talk about the draft. If you know anything about the NFL draft, it's this transition from college to pros. And we're going to use this in terms of relationships. And so I want to bring in our guest today, Kayla and Antwan. How y'all doing this evening?
We doing good, boss. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I am good. I am good. Thanks for joining us tonight. I want to ask you both, because y'all are both first-time guests, tell us a little bit about who you are. Kayla, let's start with you, and then with Antwan, we'll go with you.
So my name is Kayla Banks Crockett. I do just go by Kayla. I actually work a lot in the sports world. I'm an aspiring sports agent. I recently sat for the NFLPA agent exam. You know, there's never been somebody more proud to fail by 1 point other than me. But, you know, next year I got it. So next year you'll be seeing me as the NFLPA agent. Clock it. So that's just one thing. Also, just I worked as an educator previously, and that was a big thing for me, and that still has a piece of my heart. I love education and just avocation and stuff like that. And then also I am still an athlete. I believe that I'm still an athlete. I ran track all the way from 6 years old, all the way up until like my master's degree and through my master's degree. And so sports has always just been a big part of me. So that's just me.
Love it. Antwan.
Well, I'm Antwan. I'm in film, and I manage my brother who is funny salesman. So I'm around all the celebrities, all the athletes. I'm in the content world, and yeah, I just love sports. That's my life.
And then also, this is new for him. So, I kind of want to just kind of speak on some of his, great accolades. He also played basketball himself. So he grew up, being in the sports world for a very long time. And so he also has a deep rooted sports connection and a love for sports as well. So, yeah. And he's very knowledgeable. He's extremely knowledgeable. And then also, he forgot to talk about his dogs. So, he loves animals. He loves, dogs. And that's one big thing that, we love to do as well. And that's just a part of him. So I just want to kind of just speak on him and how amazing he is and his growth. And yeah.
Thank
You're welcome.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Love it. Well, let's jump into today's topic. And so I want to talk about relationships, obviously. And so, of course, we know when it comes to the NFL draft, you're making that transition from college to the pros. And so things start to look a little different. And so I would like to ask the question, how did you both scout each other before making a decision to make your relationship official?
Honestly, I just feel like it was just God. I feel like we both came in each other's lives exactly when we needed to. And I just feel like for me, that's how I scouted him. I just feel like it was honestly neither one of us. It was just mostly God, and it was just divine. And, it's definitely been just God written all over it. So that's what I really feel like it was.
Mine is totally different. Mine is totally different. I scouted her on personality, on really sports was mostly like 90% of it. And I go by like women think different, but I as an athlete, I go by genes. So I looked at her hands and her feet and her length, and I'm like, Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now I get the question. Okay. As far as what I looked at, okay, my first thing for him, he's really smart. That's what I will say. I looked at how smart he was. That's a big thing. Like for me, I'm not like a math girly, but anything that you ask him as far as math, he can do it on the drop of a dime. And I feel like as an agent, that's really important. So, for me, I saw that. Number two, he's incredibly handsome. So we'll go with that. Like definitely handsome. Beautiful smile. Like I mean just beautiful. I mean just incredible personality, extremely smart, funny. That's what I noticed. And just hardworking. Just to see, what he's doing with the camera and all the work that he's doing with the camera is just amazing. And I love it. So that's how I scouted him. Just, I'm like, yeah, definitely D1. Definitely. First round. Number one at that.
That's what's up. No, I love it because my wife and I we dated long distance before we married, and so I was definitely doing a lot of scouting in the process with us getting to know each other and reading books together and stuff like that. That helped me a lot, helped me understand who she was as a person. And so we would have, personal devotionals, we would read, the Bible together, have little Bible studies over. And I'm telling my age, I guess, right? We used to be on Skype at the time. So this was like back in 2017, long time ago. But yeah, right. But it was cool because it just got me, it helped me to understand who she was as a person. Even some questions that I maybe forgot to ask, it would just be some great content in the books that we were reading. And then it would just lead us down this rabbit trail of just great conversations. And through that, I will find out about her. So, was definitely scouting her in that area because I'm all about the mind. You could be fine, but I need the mind to be right too.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm all for it. And so every team has deal breakers, right? So what were your personal non-negotiables when it came to dating, and how did y'all meet those? How did you have those conversations about what were deal breakers for you both?
With me, I just feel like with me, he really has been like he's really been I would say this has really been the best man that I've ever dated or definitely encountered. I feel like I'm gonna say for him, his deal breaker was it's gonna be the mouth because I do a lot of like this or like but I feel like I've really been learning and stuff like that. But for me, like a deal breaker for me would just be somebody who's just not hardworking or somebody who's just not trying. And for me, he's always tried. He's always been hardworking, and to me, like what more can you ask for other than that? Like somebody who is not is gonna put his family first, put his what he may have used to been comfortable with in the past, and totally make a 180 and just, step up. So for me, I didn't have no deal breaker because he's always just met the category of being a great father figure, a great family man, and just great all around. Every man, every dog, got their days. But and every dog be doing some stuff. But at the end of the day, as far as what a man is supposed to do and how a man is supposed to do it in the way that, God wants us to do it, that's always how he's done it when he's been with me. So I don't have no deal breaker other than, you working hard. What can I say?
What about you, Antoine? Was she spot on, or you have something to say?
Nah, my deal breaker is only one thing: respect.
Get over here a little bit.
Respect. As a man, you know, a lot of people, a lot of women say the love factor, but that's as a woman, that's what they expect. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about love because you can get love anywhere. Respect is everything. Respect is everything. So respect will take you pass a long way. So, that's the only deal breaker I got is respect level.
Yeah, I'm with you on that as far as the respect. Because yeah, love is cool, but yeah, I need to respect. If the respect isn't there, I'm done. And am I respectable?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, if I'm disrespecting myself, then I can't be mad at nobody else but myself. But I feel like if I'm giving respect, I should get it in return. And if not, then hey, hands off. I have nothing to do with that.
I didn't really understand how big that really was. And one thing I do want to say, what has really honestly helped? I feel like social media has helped because there's been videos that he's sent me that have made me sit back or think, or there's been things that I've seen that have made me sit back and think like, dang, like men really care about respect. Like that is, I feel like men care about respect more because men are judged based off of how their woman treats them or how their woman talks to them. So it's like in a society where us as women feel like, okay, we I don't care what you think about me. It's like for a man, it's always about what his woman, how his woman carries himself or how, like, okay, say for instance, he's going in for like a business deal or something. If I sat down at the table and they realized that like I'm talking to him crazy, or if they ever were around to be present for that conversation, they would automatically not take him serious because how can you tell me something when you can't even, your wife doesn't even respect you, or your fiance doesn't even respect you, your girlfriend. So I think that's like something that I didn't realize was such a big thing, maybe because I wasn't really raised to respect men, honestly. But then when you really see it and you deal with a real man, you realize that you have to respect this man, or you're going to find yourself in some situations that's just crazy because it's just like you're not respectful. It's going to end up leaving you. Then you got to be a single mother. Then you got to do, and it's just,
Yeah.
whereas if you would have just respected your man and just tried to listen and figure out maybe what he wanted as a man or maybe what he needed as a man, then he would have wanted to be, like, what I'm saying, like. But I don't know. So I definitely see, like, respect is, I do agree with that for being a deal breaker. So definitely, I feel like all the younger women, I do love the fact that we have this social media now to spread the awareness. Respect is big. You have to respect your man because at the end of the day, if you don't respect your man, nobody else is. And then he can't even respect himself because every time you spew off the negativity onto him and you disrespect him, and he has to look into the mirror because the world is already not kind to the man, but then it's already not kind to the black man either. So definitely got to respect him and teach people how to treat him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree because a lot of people don't know what respect look like.
I don't.
And
I didn't.
and yeah, right. Like that's something that has to be taught. But I think too, respect is more of it's one of those things where it's how you carry yourself as an individual. That automatically just make people respect you. Because I always say if you have to make that announcement, then it's like. Like you don't have to make it, but you could just be who you are, and people gravitate towards that respect. Like there's some people. If you had a coach or something like that, like you had a certain level of respect, he didn't have to ask for it. He the way he carried himself, and so I think that's something that's very important. But men need it.
Yeah.
We need that respect. It's important, especially like you say with the way the world is set up. So the NFL compares college players to professionals, and some don't translate well after the draft. And so, how did you both work to translate your single habits into healthy relationship habits? So, what were y'all like before, and how did you transfer that into your relationship?
For me, you know what? I really feel like because I had never really relationship. I can't really, say, okay, for me before and now I'm growing. So now I'm starting, because I would say like when I first got with him until now, I've really grown a lot. So I don't know, I just tried to take myself out of the situation and try to see it from the outside looking in. Cause before I was one of those people who was just like very like mouthy or very like mean and didn't really think about how the words that I was seeing could affect him. I only really thought about like my side or just how I felt as a woman. I feel like because as women we're taught that it's about us, us, us. And it's really not. Like at the end of the day, the male is still a human being. Yes, he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that, but it's deeper to it. So I feel like for me, just taking that step back, trying to reevaluate myself. I'm still learning myself with him, so I guess that's just the thing. But yeah, so I ain't gonna lie, that'll be.
No, we're all a work in progress. Like it never stops, right? It never stops. What are your thoughts, Antoine? What
My
about you?
thing was how I could, and to be real honest, it was like getting to trust again. Like I had to put the trust, like because I haven't been dating for such a long time, so the trust thing was a big thing for me. That's all it was. You know, getting the understanding, like put past relationships aside, and to trust people again, trust women again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trust is important, man. Without it, I mean, you can't have a relationship without it. You know, and once it's broken, it's hard to get back.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Tell me about it.
right? So if somebody say I trust you, then you want to do the best that you can to not lose that trust. Because some people they can be been hurt from somebody since they were 16 and they're done. They don't trust nobody, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And it's like you deserve to trust again. You can trust again. It's just if you willing to let go. Because some people they just want to hold on to their own little security. Like I don't need, you know what I'm saying, I don't need nobody, or I'm good on my own. It's just like, yeah, but deep down inside, you know, you really want to be connected to somebody again, you know. So in the book, I talked about how you're not dating to fix, but you're dating to build. And what I meant by that is like when you get into relationships, you're not trying to fix someone. Because sometimes we can get into relationships and we thinking that if I could just fix this person into who I want them to be, then we'll be good. But it's selfish, right? It's only about you. It's not the other person. And so that's when I came up with you're not dating to fix, but to build. You want to build something together with someone. So what have you built together so far that you're proud of, whether if that's spiritually, emotionally, or even practically?
I feel like we're currently building businesses together. We're currently building generational wealth together. We're currently building, community intelligence together. I feel like that's one of the things that we're currently doing. I feel like individually, we're both working so hard in our lives and in our careers to get to where we need to go, that is what we're building. We're building something that people that may come from 7 Mile, it may come from, they have something to look forward to. This is a great man here. You know what I'm saying? So it's something to look forward to. And for me, I'm building. I just want to build some generational wealth, some happiness, and yeah. So that's your life.
What about you, Antoine?
Basically, what she just elaborated on building a
Uh,
foundation. You know, just a foundation for the future. You know, coming up for when we come from. You know, that's a big thing. You know, I come from Detroit, East Side, inner city, so you know I ain't had too much coming up. So what we building is spectacular. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
just all blessings and praises to Allah. You know, and keeping us on this path.
Yeah.
Sorry about this light, guys. Next time we'll be better. Next time you'll see us on something real grand, and we'll be real grand. Next time you see us, we're gonna be on your talk show on the stage, right?
Right.
So then the production gonna be done. You know, everything's gonna be so. We won't have to worry about the light going in and out. But I'm shining bright like a diamond right now tonight, and I know he loves it. So.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So, what are both of you doing to grow individually? I know you have a relationship, but what are you both doing individually to grow? What does that look like for each of you?
I'm working on my NFLPA agent, certification. I really want to be a powerhouse agent. There's a lot of things that I'm working on. And people, one thing about me, I like to dream big. I feel like nothing's impossible, and impossible is nothing. Currently, right now, I am working with USA Top 100 on coordinating an All-American game, which is going to feature 12U through 18U. So that's really important to me right now. So y'all need to go to my page and check that out. If you want to sponsor, come on. Whatever you feel like you could bring, let's do that. Let's bring that to the table now. And then also, like, there is so many different things because I also want to walk the Victoria's Secret runway. Like, there's so many things that I'm working on. So I'm going to different casting calls as far as modeling, different, things as far as that. Just, I don't know, just within the sports world, I really just want to be a household name. I really just want to be, known, nationally, like, and that's what it just is. This is what it's going to be. This is the first time y'all are seeing me, but it will not be the last.
No, for sure, for sure. Yeah, and what does that and for both of you, what does that look like on a personal level outside of the accolades? What are you doing on a personal level to help yourselves grow? Because once the spotlight comes, and what are you working on, internally? What does that look like for yourself personally?
Oh, internally, definitely. Yeah, you know what? And I love how you said that because a lot of times when we think, who are you? We think about the outside. We don't think about what's on the inside. So thank you, because that's a big thing. Internally, for me, just really taking a step back to realize that, it's deeper than what is on the outside. It's not always about what's on the outside. Just like how my answer to your question automatically went to was boom. So just taking a step back to really just try to listen to understand and not listen to respond. Because if I would have listened to understand to your question, I would have answered it correctly the first time. So that's the big thing. Just slowing down and trying to take a step back and work on my emotions, because as a woman going into this sports game, it is going to be incredibly important to know how to stay calm, to know how to listen, and to just know how to just be quick on my feet. And like, I could have been like, oh my gosh, he said that. But that's not, like, that's not what it needs to be. It's just learning how to listen to understand too. So reflecting.
Totally understand. What about you, Antoine? What are some personal things that you're doing internally? Um, when you get ready to go into the next level of your life, what are you doing right now for yourself?
Just praying, staying humble. Cause I be around all the A-list celebrities, and one thing about being around them, you gotta stay humble and you gotta stay sane, cause there's a lot of crazy stuff be going on. So
Yeah.
so that's I'm just a laid back dude. I'm the type of dude that I can stay in the woods by myself and live peacefully. So I'm one of them. Just staying peaceful, staying sane, and staying prayed up. That's all.
I hear you, man. Yeah, gotta stay humble. Gotta stay humble because when the opportunity comes, and the money and the people and the accolade, when those things come, it's like you can easily get lost in that stuff. And so it's important to stay grounded.
Or if
And which
you lose them too, you can become, lost. So it's important to not lead with, who you are, with what you have, because yeah, so definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, because the same people, they can gas you up one day and then they'll talk about you the next. And so you have to be careful to be, mindful of what people say. So I know for me, I don't get caught up in either one. I've heard the rah rah, people get excited for you, people support you and stuff like that. But then I also get the comments on social media about what I'm not and all these negative things. And it's easy to let that get to you if you let it. And if you don't know who you are internally, that stuff can really get to you.
Right.
And then you're doing a bunch of response videos opposed to just being true to your content. You now you kind of want to dog everybody, but it's like, no, don't let anybody get you off your rocker like that.
Right.
So every great team has a coach. So who pours into your relationship? Do you have mentors, spiritual leaders, or even any married couples that you maybe look up to or respect?
I think for me, my biggest thing has been going to God to pour into the relationship instead of going to somebody who's like man, because somebody that is here with us can tell me anything just because they may feel a certain way about somebody. And you may say one thing or go try to get one little piece of advice and they flip it, turn it, twist it to what they want it to be because, oh, this is how people are envious. People that you wouldn't even think would be envious are truly envious. And it is sad. So for me, mostly, I don't want anybody to pour into my relationship with God. I feel like if there is any time that our relationship ever could become weak again, then the only person that we ever need to go to or should go to should be God. That's for me.
Got you. What about you, Antwan?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, so I would never tell my relational business with anybody. God is the only thing I talk to. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you have to be careful, especially in these social media streets, because people tell you anything.
Right.
To be careful, because some people, they don't have a healthy relationship. They don't want you to have one either.
Exactly.
So you have to be mindful. So, last question. So, if you could describe your relationship like a football team, what kind of team that you say you are? Are you in the rebuilding stage? Are you playoff bound, or are you a Super Bowl caliber team?
For me, we done won the Super Bowl. We're winning the Super Bowl. We'll never lose again. Hey, put your best players on the line, whoever you want to put on there. I mean, it's. I feel like we're forever unstoppable. I feel like we already went through the rebuilding stage. We went through the learning stage. I feel like now is the time where we're at the stage where it's like, look, it's the fourth quarter. It's 2-minute warning, but baby, you can't even see what's going on. It don't matter what you do. You can never beat us. And that's how I really look at it. Like, I'm so serious. Like, I feel like everything that I've ever prayed for, and this is so honest. Everything that I've ever prayed for in a man, that's him. So, at the end of the day, hey, I'm just saying. So, we won the Super Bowl already.
I'm gonna tell you what. You talk about football. Listen, we the New York Jets right now. And we just traded Sauce Gardner. So it's looking bad. No, I'm capping. No, I'm capping.
Sauce.
No, I'm capping. I just want to get a little joke out there. No, I'm capping.
That's funny.
We like Buffalo Bills. We there. We there. We just trying to get over that hump, to take the next level, We got to get over that one hump, We got to get over them Super Bowl champs. We can do everything in the beginning, but when it's time to get up the hump, we need to we need to get over them Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? We beat them in the regular season, but once they get to them playoffs, we can't beat them.
Yeah.
We got to fight adversity. Just like all fresh new couples, adversity is everything because you still be in the mindset, your personal intentions, and sometimes but we just got to put the team together to get that Super Bowl ring.
And you see how I've noticed like throughout this whole interview, any question where I've been weak at, he's been able to always pick it up and then give the best answer. And see, that's what I'm saying. I always think about it like, women, we can be the brains and he's the muscle. Like he knows everything that's about everything within the sports. But when it comes down to that CBA, and when we talk about opening up that CBA, hey, coordinating something, I could do it. But anything that has to do with anything that's on the field, he knows. And that's why I feel like he is just so perfect for me. He is the reason why I was even able to pursue, a lot of my dreams. So I'm definitely so thankful. So yeah. See, I love that. Because I answer that question all wrong. I'm talking about we won the Super Bowl.
If we won that Super Bowl, we be riding Rolls Royces around here, baby.
2026. 2026. Coming soon.
Yeah, for sure. Well, stay inspired, continue to do what you're doing. This has been a great episode. Let everyone know how they can get in touch with you all and what you.
You can get in touch with me on all social medias. It's Slimderella, SLIMDERELLAA. It's with 2 A's. And the A is not because I'm not the first one. The A is for Alicia. So all the Slimderellas that are thinking they're coming out of here, please change it. There's only one. Go ahead.
You can find me on Instagram at ICNookie. ICICY_NOOKIE. Yeah, find me there. I got a lot of content coming up, a lot of movies coming up that I'm in, just a lot of content. So just stay tuned.
And stay tuned for me in the sports world. Stay looking out. Just catch me on the sports somewhere within the sports world. Everything. Everything. It's just up to God. So we just letting God take control. We've been agreeing to that. So yeah.
Yes, love it. Well, I'll have everything linked in the description below. So you heard it here, everyone. Go connect with Antwan and Kayla. And so I'll have their Instagrams and stuff linked in the description, and you can follow them there and stay in touch with them. And so if you are watching this, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this with someone, because you never know what someone might be going through or what someone might need. In this interview could have possibly helped you. So feel free to share this episode with someone, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, leave a rating and review. By doing so, I'll put you in a drawing for a free Amazon gift card. So leave those comments below. We'd love to hear from you from Apple Podcasts as well. And so this is Shon Heineman with my special guests, Antwan and Kayla, and we are out. Don't hang up yet.